Hey there everybody, and welcome to today's video in which I'm going to play Rainbow Islands on the Commodore Amiga, the 1989 follow-up to Bubble Bobble released by Ocean. It's set over 7 islands, one for each colour of the rainbow, and they're all themed differently. So the first one is Insect Island. So you play the role of the human form of Bub and Bob from Bubble Bobble, and it's a platform game where essentially you are looking to get to the top of the level before the time runs out. The time runs out, essentially there's not a timer on screen, but what will happen, you'll be given the hurry up and water will rise from the bottom, and of course you can drown then, of course, if you don't get to the top in time. Now I've just collected a red potion there, which looks like a red jug, and that gives you double rainbows, and you can collect up to 2 of those, which will give you a treble rainbow. You can also collect yellow potions, which give you faster rainbows, and the rainbows are used both to climb the levels and to hit the enemies, of course, as your weapon of choice. There's one of them yellow potions. So now what you'll find, I've got really quick rainbows, which is awesome when you're dealing with the enemies, of course. You'll notice some diamonds around on the level. I'm led to believe if you collect them in a certain order, it will open a secret room. It's not something I've done before. The yellow stars will shoot upwards and kill every enemy on the screen, and the red stars shoot in all 4 directions essentially. So you can also kill the enemies by trapping them in your rainbows and then collapsing them. And everything else that you collect will give you extra points at the top into your score. As we're moving to round 3 now, there's 4 rounds in each level. The numbers on the side, so the number 1 there, essentially is the spawn point when you die. So if you die, you'll start at the latest. So now I've got to 2. It's going to let me respawn at the second spawn point. Okay, let's move forward now and have a look at an end of stage boss. Here we go then. So we're at the end of the first Insect Island boss, and it's a spider. You can get this pretty easily with the 3 rainbows. And its life bar is at the top there, so only 1 more shot and it's done. And I've got an extra life out of it. And at the end you get a big treasure trove. And the big fruit will give you an extra life, but because I'd received one before that, it just gives you 10,000 points. Well, that is the end of the first world. So let's have a look at a different themed world now as we move on to Combat Island. So the great thing about this game is that the different worlds theming brings you different enemies and different scenery, and it just feels like a good variation, of course. So now we've got like tanks and trucks, which you'd expect in a combat world. You've got tanks that are firing at you, so a bit of a different element now because you've got things to avoid. And there's also, as you'll see now, helicopters flying around. So you've now got things, so the insects have been swapped for all things combat, which is no less annoying, of course. And we're to the top of the first stage. So overall, it's a really enjoyable game. Definitely was really successful, and a game in which many people spent many hours playing, including myself. So if you want to see more platform games like Bubble Bobble on the channel, then please do hit that like button. And of course, please try and support the channel if you want by subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you see content as it's released. Okay, here we go. So we're up to the 3rd part of the 2nd stage. What I'm going to do now is move forward to the end of level boss for this world before we finish off today's video. Here we go then. So we're now at the boss of the next level, and it's the helicopter. Well, this one, what it's going to do is it's going to come down a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chase after it. And there it is. That is the end of the helicopter, the boss of the 2nd island. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that like button, as I say, if you want to see more platform games on the channel. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.